Hi, it's Mike from SEOT Mindset. This is a tutorial video for independent contractors to help me make the file table of contents for my products on TpT. Right now I'm going to show you how to get to the Google Drive folder that I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to share a Google account with an SEOT Mindset domain, and that's just because I need to be able to transfer ownership of the files to me afterwards. And you can't do that from a Gmail or a different domain. You can't share ownership with different domains. So you've got to go to the Google Drive sign-in page, and I will share with you the password and the username. So for example, this might be the email address, and the password is, I'll give you a default password, and it will ask you to create a new password, which is fine. So go ahead and do that. Just make sure that you remember the password. Okay, and then in Google Drive, just click on Shared with Me, and there will be a folder that I've shared with you that looks something like this. A couple things to note. I have disabled in this account most of the Google services. So for example, if you go to Gmail, like if you're trying to log into the Gmail page and you log in, you will probably see a page that looks like this. No problem. All you have to do is, I know that you've logged in correctly because it says independent contractor at the top. Just click on these 9 dots and just click on Google Drive, and you'll be able to see in Shared with Me the folder I've shared with you. Pro tip, if you are in the Google Drive folder and you see a bunch of thumbnails, it's actually really hard to figure out the different files because they look pretty similar. So just click on this box up here that says List View, and you'll be able to see where everything is. Okay, so we're going to download the handouts as PDF versions. Some of the things in here will say contractor version, so those are not handouts. Those are things we'll have to work on later. Sometimes they'll say handout and sometimes they won't, but if it's a Google Doc and it does not say contractor version, it's something to download as a PDF. So I'm just going to open this up. I'm going to click on File. I'm going to click on Download. I'm going to download as a PDF. I'll save it to my computer. There we go. And then I'll just open that up to confirm. So I see there are 4 pages that look nicely formatted. And if I just go into here, fit, 50%, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, that there are 4 pages. Sometimes the PDF printer that Google uses, the font is slightly different and the formatting will get messed up, but there are 4 pages here and there are 4 pages that look correct here in the original, so we're all good. So very quickly, I'm going to do that for all of these files. File, download, PDF. Save it to my computer, open it up. 3 pages here, so I'll just double check that if I go here, there are 3 pages, 1, 2, 3, yeah. The next handout, I'm just going to close the tabs on the other side so I don't get distracted. So File, Download, PDF, save it to my computer, open it up. Yeah, 3 pages, looks good. You'll know right away if there's something weird because there'll be like 1 line on a blank page and it just won't look right. And let's just double check. Fit, 50%. Yep, 3 pages, that looks right. And then this is the last one in this set. And let's just close the tabs. Let's just download this as a PDF. Save it to my computer, open it up. 3 pages looks good. And if I just confirm this to, yeah, 3 pages looks good. Awesome. So that's how you download the PDFs. Okay. Now let's download the files from Microsoft Office. So this will be Microsoft Word files and the Microsoft PowerPoint versions that we need. So pretty much everything but files that say contractor version. I'm just going to right click. I'm going to download, and downloading it will automatically be in a Microsoft Office format. Sometimes this is quicker than others. There we go. I'm going to save it to my computer. Just going to find it in the folder. Here we go. I'm going to scan it for viruses. Always a good thing. Where are you? Scan for viruses. There we go. Okay, so I'm now going to extract it all. Let's do that. All right, so here's the folder there. I'm going to get rid of the original zip file because I won't need that anymore. And I'm going to rename this Microsoft Office. I've got Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. And so now if I go in here, I can see here are all my Microsoft files. If this is the first time that we're working together, you're going to need to install some fonts on your computer. I will share with you the direct link to the fonts on Google. So basically, you just copy the website link, you open it up on your computer. Here it is on the right-hand side. I'll click on Download Family, and I'll save that to my computer. And I will very quickly download the second font, Luckiest Guy. Again, I'll just paste that in, download the font to my computer. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go now to my computer. Just going to really quickly scan for viruses. Looks good. Okay, so bangers, I just double click it. I'm going to double click the TrueType font. I'm going to click install. I already have it installed on my computer, so I will just replace it just to show you what to do. But these are not standard fonts, so you probably don't have them installed. So I just installed bangers. And now I will go back and I will install Luckiest Guy. Here's the TrueType font. Click on install. I already have it installed, but I will replace it anyways. And there we go. So now it's installed. I'm just going to go back here to the Word Originals. There we go. And on the right-hand side on Windows, I can just simply search for fonts, open up the control panel for fonts. And if I type bangers, it'll show up here. And you have to use the font from the Google repository that I'll share with you because this version is installable, and that's really important. And then the second font I'll look up is called Luckiest Guy. There it is. I'll click on that font and I'll make sure it says installable. So that's super important for what we're going to be doing today. And that's how you install the fonts. You have to do that before you open up the Word file. Okay, the very first thing I'm going to do is confirm that the Word documents that are converted actually look like the originals. So here's the graphic organizer. I'll double click it. I'll open it up. I'll enable editing because I've already virus checked it. I'll put it on the right hand side here. I'll use my mouse control and then the scrolly wheel just to download a bit. Okay, so see right there, I can see that there's this blank page. And sometimes that happens because there's extra, the fonts are a little bit larger, the spacing is a little bit different between Google and Microsoft Office. So I'll just zoom in here. I'm just going to backspace delete. I see there's an extra space here, so I'll delete that. And so now I can see it says 2 of 4. I'm just going to zoom out again to confirm. There it is. And what I'm going to do on the other hand, on the other side, is I'm just going to open up the, I'll just dock it. Ooh, there we go. And I'll just shrink that out, Control, and then mouse wheel. And then I can see there are 4 pages there, and I can see there are 4 pages here. They look pretty good. I am now going to go Control S to save this, and then I'm going to go on to the next one. So let's just look at handout A. Oh, that's the PDF version. Okay. And then I'll go to Microsoft Word, and I'll open up handout A. All right, here's enable editing, because otherwise I can't change things. I'll dock it on the side here. I'll just scroll out. And I can see there are 3 pages there. And if I go on the other side, and here it is. This is handout A. All right. And if I scroll out here, I can see also 3 pages. They look the same. So that looks pretty good to me. I'll close the PDF viewer. I will save by going Control S in Microsoft Word. Okay, so there it's saved. In fact, maybe just make life easier. I'll close those. Okay, handout B. Just double check to make sure it looks okay. I'll open up Microsoft Word. I'll give it a second to think. There we go. Oops. Did I lose you? There we go. You're just thinking. Enable editing. I will Control zoom out. There we go. I see 3 pages. That looks okay. Just move that to the side. On my left hand of the screen, I'm just going to go out. I'm going to open up the PDF so I can see what it's supposed to look like. I'll Control zoom out, and I can see they look pretty similar. I'll close that. I will go Control S to save. Okay, and then now I'm going to open up. I just went Alt F and C to close that. Now let's. Sorry. Okay, so now let's look at handout C. And I'll go to the Word version, handout C. Okay. I will enable editing because I've already virus checked it. handout C, here we go. Okay, and I'll just control wheel scroll out. So even though the files are identical, the text is different between the 3 grade versions, and so I still want to double check to make sure that's okay. Here is handout C at the top, it says there, so let's just scroll out. And yeah, so that looks pretty similar there. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to close that. I've double checked the Word files. They look okay. I'll talk about the PowerPoint later on. Okay, now we have to save these files, these Word files, with the font embedded. Otherwise, people who don't have the font won't be able to see it the way it's designed. So I'm going to open up a file, a Word document. And what I do, I'll just make it bigger here, is I'm just going to go to File. I'm going to go to Options. I'm going to go to Save. I'm going to click on Embed Fonts in the file. Make sure that this box here that says embed only the characters used in the document, best for reducing file size, we don't want that. We want the full font set. So make sure that's turned off. And then I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to go File. I'm going to go Save As. At the end of this file name, I'm going to put a space, Fonts Embedded. And that way I know that the fonts are embedded in this version. I'm going to go Control C to copy that. I'm going to hit Save. And then I'm going to close this. All right, next one. And there it is. Oh, the way that I know that the fonts have embedded properly is because if you look here, the file size of the original one is 157 kilobytes. The file size with the fonts embedded is much bigger. It's 1800 kilobytes, and that's what I'm looking for. So let's do handout A. I'm going to go Alt F. I'm going to go to Options. I'm going to go to Save, Embed Fonts, hit OK, Alt F, Save As A. I'm going to go Paste. And then I'm going to hit Save. All right, and then Alt F C to close that. All right, there it is. Let's do grade 7. Alt F, Options, Save, Embed, OK, Alt F A, and then at the end here I'm going to paste in fonts embedded, save, Alt F C to close that. All righty, and then now the grade 10 version, Alt F, Options, Save, Embed Fonts, OK, Alt F, Save As, and then I'll paste the fonts embedded, save, Alt F, close. Let's Alt Tab to go back here. And now I can see the Word documents here, all 4 of them here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select the fonts embedded ones. And I'm just going to Control X to cut that out. And I'm putting the main root folder. There we go. Control V to paste it in. So now I have all these Microsoft Word files here with the PDFs. And all that's left is for me to work on the slideshow. Let's check the layout of the slideshow PowerPoint. Sometimes when it downloads from Google Slides, there are some formatting changes because of font differences. So I'm just going to view the slideshow. And all I'm looking for are slides where the text is either too big and you can't see the whole thing. So for example, these are all fine. It'll be when the text extends beyond the screen. I'm just using the keyboard keys to go forwards. Okay, so there's nothing there. It would be, for example, and I'm going to go Control Shift period to make this larger, right? So an example of what it would look like if it was messed up is here's where the text is clearly larger than what the screen was, and then the way to double check what's happening, I'm just Alt-tabbing to go back to, there you go, is if I go to the original slideshow, if I scroll down to the slide in question, so here's PowerPoint, this is slide 20, and then if I go to slide 20 in Google Slides, I can see what it was supposed to look like. And so if there was an instance where the font size was too big, all I would do is I would just go Control A to select all the text, and then Control Shift, comma, or comma to shrink it. Or another way I could do it is I could just go to Home and I could change the font size here. All right, I'm going to leave this without saving it. There we go. Here's how to embed the fonts into a PowerPoint. I'm going to open up the PowerPoint again. I'm going to click on File, I'm going to go to Options, I'm going to go to Save, I'm going to go to Embed Fonts. I'm going to make sure it's turned on. And this time, I'm going to check the box that says Embed All Characters. Best for editing by other people. And then I hit OK. And then I go File, Save As. And I'm going to do, just like last time, Fonts Embedded. And then I'm going to save this. And now when I close the file, I can see there's two PowerPoint files here. And the Fonts Embedded one is much larger than the regular slideshow. And that's it. Oops, I almost forgot. I have to cut the PowerPoint file. I'm just going to move it Control X into the main folder and Control V to paste it in. There we go. Now I'm going to upload these files up into the Google Drive shared folder. I'm just going to make that a little smaller. Here's the Google Drive folder. I'm going to close that slideshow. Before you upload, please make sure that you click on the gear, go to Settings, and just double check that this box here that converts uploaded files to Google Docs format, make sure it is not checked off because we don't want that to happen. We want it to stay in the original Microsoft Office format. I'm going to hit Done. I'm going to basically copy everything here, including the folder with the original Microsoft Word and PowerPoints without the fonts. I'm just going to click and drag that into my Google Drive shared folder, and it will upload to the internet. Give that a second. There we go. So I can see I have a mix of files. I can see the font embedded files here, the PDFs, the slideshow. It looks like it's complete. And then I have the original Microsoft Word and PowerPoint files here for reference later on as well. You know you've done this step correctly if the uploaded versions, it'll say W for Word, and it'll end in .docx. The PDFs will be with this red, PDFs that won't change at all. And the Microsoft PowerPoint will have this P and it'll say .pptx. Okay. Now we have to get some redirection links, and so I'm going to walk you through this Google Sheet. It's called File Table of Contents Links, Contractor version. If you open up this Google Sheet, all of the format of this Google Sheet will always be consistent with all my products, but it can be a little confusing the first time. So I'm going to walk you through. I'm going to zoom out to 50% so you can see everything. The only thing you have to worry about are these fields in yellow. This stuff in white I will set up before sending you this file, and it just has the names of the file and the format. This stuff in blue, so basically what's going to happen is you're going to copy in a link here, and then I've set up some formulas on the right-hand side here to figure out one-click force copy links, which will automatically appear in this green section here. And then at the end, you're just going to basically copy this green and purple lines, and you're going to go to this tab called CSV, and you're just going to paste it in the links here to get a CSV file, and then we'll upload that to my redirection website later on. So let's go back here. I'm just going to zoom back out to 100%. So what we need to get are a bunch of passcodes to make these links unique. If you click on this link, it'll take you to a random password generator, and I see I need 10 letter passwords. So I'm going to generate, 50 random passwords that are each 10 characters long. I'm going to get the passwords. There we go. I'm going to select all of these passwords, Control C to copy the passwords, and then I'm just going to go Control V to paste them in. There will probably be too many passwords here at the bottom, so I can just tidy this up. I'll just delete these extra rows. There we go, so I don't have to worry about them. Okay, now we're going to have to get some destination links. I just changed this file to help you out so that when you paste in the links here, if it is a Google document, it'll stay yellow. But if it's a PDF document, when you paste it in here, the cell will turn dark red. It says up here dark red. And if you paste in a Microsoft document, when you paste in the link here, the cell will turn pink. Okay, so I need to get here the slideshow file. It's a Google slide format, and I'm going to paste it in here. If I hold Alt-Tab, I can see the switcher, the window selector, and I'm going to go back to where all of my links are. Here it is. And now if I hit Alt-Tab without holding down the tab, just Alt-Tab, it'll go back to the previous window. And so that's the easiest way for me to switch back and forth between the Google Sheet and Alt-Tab to the Google Drive folder. Okay, so I'm looking for a Google Slide format for the slideshow. I'm going to find it here. Here it is, Google Slides. Right-click, Get Link. And by default, the way I've set up this shared folder, it should be set up so that anyone with the link can view this file. And I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to go Alt-Tab, and I'm going to go Control-V to paste it in there. Okay, next I need the Microsoft PowerPoint file. So I'm going to Alt-Tab there. I'm going to hit Escape to get out of here. Here it is, Microsoft PPTX, PowerPoint, Get Link, Copy Link, Alt-Tab, Paste Link, Control-V, and I can see it turned pink here. I need the PDF for Handout A. So PDF for Handout A, escape out of that. Here it is, Handout A, PDF, right-click, Get Link, Copy Link, Paste Link. Okay, I need the Google Docs for Handout A. Google Docs for Handout A is here. Right-click, Get Link, Copy Link, Paste Link. All right, next up I need the Microsoft Word for Handout A. Escape that. Microsoft Word for Handout A. Get Link, Copy Link, Alt-Tab, Paste Link. Okay, so the colors here will just help me to make sure, because all these files start to blur. But if it's dark red, it's a PDF. If it's light pink, it's a Microsoft file. And if it's just yellow, it should be just the regular docs. All right, so Handout. Handout B, PDF. All right, Handout B, PDF. Right-click, Get Link, Copy Link, Paste Link. All right, Handout B, Google Doc. Handout B, Google Doc. Right-click, Get Link, Copy Link, Paste Link. And then Microsoft Word, Handout B, Microsoft Word, Handout B, Get Link, Copy Link, Paste Link, and then done. Okay, the other way to do this is if I drag this to the right-hand side to dock it on the right side, and on the left-hand side, if I show my windows here, okay. So I'm just going to move this over so I can see the yellow files, Handout C. So now I can see both the drive and the spreadsheet at the same time. Handout C, PDF. Handout C, PDF, right click, Get Link, Copy Link, Paste Link. All right, Google Doc. Okay, Handout C, Google Doc, right click, Get Link, Copy Link. Make sure you hit Copy Link, because otherwise you'll paste in the previous one. That looks like it's correct. Hit Done. Now I need the Word. Handout C, Get Link, Copy Link, Paste Link. Okay, there we go. Graphic Organizer, PDF. Graphic Organizer, PDF. Here we go. Right click, Get Link, Copy Link, Paste Link, Google Doc. All right, so Graphic Organizer, Google Doc. Right click, Get Link, Copy Link, Paste Link, Microsoft Word. All right, for the graphic organizer, right click, Get Link, Copy Link, Paste Link. And so now if I go back to my spreadsheet here, I can see that I've got all these filled out with the correct redirection links. Let's very quickly double check that we have the right links pasted into the right spot on our spreadsheet. And the way we can do that is if we hover over a file, it'll show us a preview if it is a Google Docs file, and these other ones, they don't exist. So my big tip is start at the bottom, because then you're not hiding other things. So this one here should be a Microsoft Word file. I can see there's a W here, and if I scroll down, it looks like Double Entry Journal, which was a graphic organizer. Here, this should be a Google Doc, and this is the Double Entry Journal. Yep, this should be a PDF, which it is, and Double Entry Journal. This one should be Handout C. And at this point, I'm just going to check that it says Microsoft Word. Oops, let's hover over this. Here we go. Google Docs, Google Docs. Handout C, it's a Handout PDF. Word, Google Docs, PDF. Word, Google Docs, PDF. This should be the slideshow. So this is a PowerPoint. The fonts will always look messed up in the preview because even though the correct font is embedded in the file, the preview won't be able to show it. But we know from before that it looked correct, so this is fine. It's just a preview, and up here, this is the Google Slides. And there we go. That's how you double check that the correct files, the correct destination URLs have been placed in the spreadsheet. Now we're going to put these links into the file table of contents Google Docs. So I am in the spreadsheet, and I'm just going to go out to the Google Drive folder where I shared all of the files with the independent contractor. And there's a file here that says file table of contents. It's a Google Doc file. So I'm going to open that. It says contractor version. And when I open it up, it'll be a one-page document. It looks like this. And basically what we're doing is we're going to put the one-click copy links in here. And I'm just going to move this to the side here just so we can see it. There we go. I'm going to dock it there. And then I'm going to open up the Google spreadsheet here. Okay, let's close this navigation thing. I'm going to move over here to the side. Actually, I'm going to zoom out so it's fit. There we go. Okay, so now we can see a few more things. And on the right-hand side on my computer, I'm just going to go to the right here just so I see the purple links. So I'm only going to paste the purple links because these are special links that have links.educircles.org in them. And so basically what we're going to do, if I just zoom this out really quickly to show you, so the links that you pasted in here in the yellow section, this spreadsheet will convert into one-click special format forced download links in the green. And then the purple, later on, we're going to connect it to the green. We were going to redirect it. So the purple links are what we want. I'm just going to bring that over to the side here again. Let's just move to the right. There we go. Okay, so this is all in order. The first step here in white, I guess they're all white now. We can ignore preview. It starts really here at the slideshow, so I'm just going to scroll down slightly. Okay, so slideshow, Google Slides. So basically all I do is, and I click in this K column here. I'm just going to copy Control C. I'm going to go to here. I'm going to highlight this, Control B to make it bold, Control K to open up the pop-up to turn into a link, Control V to paste it in there, and now there's the link. Next one, PowerPoint. I'm going to go, oh, and I like to go Control B personally just so I know I've already done it. So here's the PowerPoint. I'm going to go Control B, Control C to copy. I'm going to go here into the PowerPoint end. I'm going to go Control Shift left to highlight all that, Control B, Control K, Control V to paste, and that's the link. All right, handout PDF, Control B, Control C to copy, and then I'm going to go in here and Shift, Control left, 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 Control B, Control K, Control paste, Control V to paste. All right, Google Docs, Control B, Control C, then I'm going to go, oops, and Shift, Control arrow, Control B, Control K, Control V to paste. All right, Microsoft Word. So I'm just going to do this quickly, or no, Control B, Control C to copy. Then I'm going to go and, oh, Shift Home, Control B, Control K, Control V to paste. All right, this is the, Control B, this is the PDF. This is the Google Doc. This is the Microsoft Word. This is the Handout C PDF. This is the Google Doc. Enter. This is the Microsoft Word. Ooh, I just hit Control C by accident, so I messed up, right? If I go Control, see how I just escaped there. It's a little bit sloppy on my part. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go Control C to copy. I'm going to go into Microsoft Word and Control Home to select Control K, and there, paste. One thing that I can do very quickly is when I paste it in, I can see the word Word here, and that's a quick way for me to double check. that it's the correct file, right? So I'm going to hit apply there. All right, graphic organizer, Control B, Control C, and then over here I go Control B, Control K, Control V to paste in Google Docs. Control B, Control C, Control B, Control K, Control V to paste in Google Docs. All right. Microsoft Word, Control B, Control C, Control B, Control K, Control V for Victor. And there I can see Word. Perfect. Easel. I'm going to go Control B, Control C to copy. I'm going to select this, Control B, Control K, and then I'm going to paste it in Control V, Easel by TpT. And that's it. So now if I make this bigger, and I'll zoom out again, I have all my one-click copy links, and I know I've done it because I made them bold so it's easy to see. Okay, let's upload these links to the internet. So I'm going to go into the spreadsheet. I'm going to select column K and L. I'm going to go Control C to copy that. I'm going to go to this tab for CSV. And then at the top, I'm going to go Control Shift V to paste without formatting, or I could right click, paste special. Control Shift V is values only. So there we go. I need to make sure I delete the blank line and the heading row. So I'll delete that now. And then I'm going to go File, Download, comma separated values. I'm going to save it to my computer to the same tutorial folder I've been working in. I'll save that file. So now that I've saved that file, I'm going to go back into the main spreadsheet here, and there is a link to the WordPress website where I do my redirection links. If you are signed into the Google Drive account that I've given you, the independent contractor one, all you have to do is click sign in with Google. It'll log you in automatically. Let's upload that comma separated value file into WordPress. So at the very bottom, I'm just going to click and drag the file into this box. And I'm going to import it into a group called Fiverr. And then I'm going to click upload. And it says that 19 links were uploaded. And if I go back to the spreadsheet, I can see that there are indeed 19 links here. Couple things to know. I'm just going to hit OK. If I go to the redirects, I should be able to see all the links. And if you want to find your article links, if I click on article 002 and search for that, it'll show me the 19 items that have been uploaded here. If something goes wrong, please contact me through the Fiverr chat or wherever, only because when you import in a file, it'll only add new links. It won't merge anything. So if there's a mistake and you have to have all these deleted, unfortunately, you don't have a delete option. So I will have to delete it for you, and then you can re-upload it again. We're now going to download the file table of contents as a PDF. So here's the file with all of the links that we put in here. I'm just going to go File, Download, PDF. It might take a second to think. There we go. So I'm going to download it into the same folder. All right. And so now I'm going to actually open this up. I like to open it with the system viewer. Actually, no. Let's do it the other way. I'm going to open it up in Google Chrome itself. We now have to check to make sure all of the links work correctly in the PDF. I'm just going to open this up into its own window here. The only trick I will mention is that if you click on a link in a PDF in Google Chrome, it doesn't automatically open in a new tab, which means you're going to be doing a lot of backspace to go back to the original file. So the trick is if you go right click, open link in new tab, you don't have to deal with that problem. And the keyboard shortcut to do that is just go Shift, hold the Shift as you click on links. There we go. And that'll force it to open in a new window. So I'm just going to make a copy of this slideshow. And I'm going to confirm that when I make this copy, that it is the correct slideshow, article 02. Yep, that looks good. Let's close that. Hold Shift, click on the PowerPoint link. I'm going to create a new folder on my computer called Testing Article 002. So I have to go through each file one by one to confirm it's the correct file. Let's save it. Let's open this up. And this is the correct file. This is article 002. The slideshow looks good. All right, let's close that. Hold the Shift key. Let's open up the PDF. This should be handout grade 4A. Let's save that. Let's confirm that. handout, and at the bottom, I'm just looking to see here, it says handout for handout A. It's a PDF. Here's the Google Docs. Make a new copy. Let's just confirm this. And then at the bottom, it says, let's just see, handout page, handout A. Yep. All right, Microsoft Word, shift click. Save it to my computer, open it up. And at the bottom, I am just confirming that at the bottom, it says handout A, looks good. All right, let's close that. Okay, so now I'm on to handout B. So shift click, let's look at the PDF, save it, open it. PDF handout B looks good, close that. Handout B, Google Docs, shift click, make a copy. Let's make it bigger, scroll down. Yep, handout B looks good. And then Microsoft Word, shift click. Let's save it to my computer. Let's open it up. Let's scroll down. Handout B looks good. Microsoft Word. Let's close that. All right. Handout C, shift click. Let's look at the PDF. Save it. Open it. Scroll down. Handout C. That's the correct one. Handout C, Google Docs. So I'm checking to make sure it's the right file format and the right document, because they start to look pretty similar after a while. And this is handout C for a Google Doc. Yep. Handout C for a Microsoft Word, shift click. Let's save it to my computer. Let's open up this file. And handout C, Microsoft Word, looks good. Close that. All right. Now I'm on the double entry graphic organizer, PDF, shift click. Hit enter, open this up. Double entry journal, graphic organizer looks good. Graphic organizer, Google Docs, shift click the link to open it in a new tab. And I will confirm by making a copy. Scroll down, and I see the handout. It says graphic organizer, looks good. Shift click to open the Microsoft Word file for the graphic organizer, hit enter, open it up. And if I scroll down, Microsoft Word, graphic organizer, looks good to me. Let's close that. And now I'm on this easel by TpT. And if I shift click it, it actually won't go anywhere yet because I have to manually create that later on. So it'll go to a file called temp, and that's okay. That is correct. So all the links on this page that you pasted in here should work, except for the easel by TpT. And that's it. This file looks correct. Okay, so you know you're done when you've checked all of these one-click links and they go to the correct spots, except for this easel by TpT file. And then at the very end, just select all the files in your folder. Let's just compress it to a zip file. Here we go. And then if you could rename it with your name and then just upload that into Fiverr for me to check and mark this gig as done. Thanks for your help. And if you have any questions, please contact me. All in all, this product I can probably do if I'm just working by myself in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. And I'm hoping to be able to connect with someone who can help me out with this work. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.